Football has been around for over 100 years, and there's been a ton of great players to play the game in the NFL. So today in Madden 23, I am taking every single all-time roster and putting them into one franchise to see who could win the Super Bowl. And before we get into any gameplay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these legends, superstars on this team. And not only are we going to have legends, we're going to have the prime versions of some of the current NFL superstars, like a 99 overall Cooper Kupp, Brady 99, now retired, but in Madden 23, still active with the Patriots. Rodgers a 99 again. Trent Williams back with the Commanders. Justin Tucker's 99. Donald Devontae back with the Packers. Myles Garrett 99. We have Jerry Rice 99 overall. Charles Woodson, Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, Jim Brown, Randy Moss, Rod Woodson, Gronk is back. Tony Gonzalez, Deacon Jones, Marshall Faulk, Ed Reed. The list just goes on and on. And now is the time where I will go roster by roster. That way you can go ahead. You can pause the video and check out your favorite team. If we go one by one, it's just going to take too long to go over every single roster, so just pause the video. When I get to your team, I'm going to show all 32 NFL teams. We have the Miami Dolphins with Dan Marino, the Eagles and Reggie White. We have Deion Sanders, primetime Deion on the Falcons, the Giants, the Jaguars, the Jets. And important to note as well as I go through these teams, excuse me, I skipped the Packers on accident, my apologies. We are only going to see players on one roster. So for example, a player like Deion Sanders, he could be on the 49ers and Cowboys all-time teams, but he's only going to be on the Falcons. You can only be here once. So that is why you're going to see Deion Sanders only with the Atlanta Falcons in this video, and we finish it off with the Vikings. And we are going to start this video off by jumping into a week 1 matchup with the Colts and the Texans. After this, we will skip halfway through the season, see what the standings, league leaders are looking like, but we had to jump in with the legendary Sheriff Peyton Manning and the Colts. We have Edgerrin James going to run for 20 yards on the first play of the game, but you're going to have Peyton, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, T.Y. Hilton, Andrew Luck's probably a backup on this team, and Manning's going to throw, and I believe that's to Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James is going to be a force to be reckoned with this Colts team. In just 3 plays, the Colts are already at the 10-yard line. This is an early favorite to win the Super Bowl, and over the middle, Peyton Manning finds his receiver down to the 4-yard line. It's John Mackey. From the 4-yard line, a lot of tight ends out there. Will it be a run on 2nd and goal? No, Peyton's going to throw. He has a wide open receiver. It is Mackey, John Mackey with the touchdown here for the Colts. Our first touchdown of this all-time season. But since that drive went so quickly, another team I would like to jump in with here is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers with Le'Veon Bell back on the team. We have Antonio Brown back on the team. Le'Veon's going to pick up 5. You have Jerome Bettis, who's going to back up Bell. Terry Bradshaw, though, is going to be getting the start for Pittsburgh. You do have Big Ben on the team, but he's backing up Terry here. Let me know in the comments down below if you're a Steelers fan. What do you think? Should Terry be the starter or should Big Ben be the starting quarterback for the Steelers? Regardless, Terry's starting here. We got an empty set from the 43-yard line of the Bengals. After this, we will jump to midseason and see what the league leaders are looking like. And over the middle, Terry Bradshaw gets his receiver down to the 16-yard line. That was Paul Warfield with the catch. And now Terry over the middle. He hits Warfield again. 2 completions to Paul Warfield and a touchdown for Pittsburgh. And what I said about the Colts looks to be true. They are the team to beat in the AFC, going 8-0 in their first 8 games in an all-time season. That's ridiculous. The Steelers in second in the AFC at 6-2. Bills in third at 5-2. Denver 5-3 with John Elway. The Ravens are 5-3 with Ray Lewis and Reed. The Titans are 4-3. The Bengals are 4-4. Surprisingly, the Patriots 4-4, and even the Chiefs at 3-4 is pretty low. Then on the NFC side, there's a lot of great teams. The Packers are 6-2. No surprise, a prime Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams is back. So many great legends for the Green Bay Packers on this team. Speak about legends, we bring up the Dallas Cowboys here. They're also 6-2. Too many studs from the Cowboys history to even talk about right now. The Saints are 6-2 with Drew Brees coming back. The Vikings won this the first time around when I did this video, and they are 5-2 right now. The Rams, greatest show on turf, are 5-2 with Cooper Kupp. 49ers with Joe Montana are 5-3, and the Bucks, I'm not sure who the quarterback is without Tom Brady, but they're 5-3. Here are your passing leaders so far throughout the season. Drew Brees in first with 2,427, 17 touchdowns, 6 picks. John Elway in second, over 2,400 passing yards. Terry Bradshaw in third. Fran Tarkenton in fourth. Otto Graham in fifth. Greatest show on turf, Kurt Warner in sixth. And Brady in seventh. The leading rusher so far this year, Christian McCaffrey, back with the Panthers, 725 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. Le'Veon with 714 yards. yards and 7 touchdowns. Walter Payton with 703. Jamal Lewis, Edgerrin James, Derrick Henry. We have Roger Craig, Jim Brown, Alvin Kamara, all over 600 yards rushing. And Cooper Kupp is broken in Madden, always dominates in stats in this game. 927 yards, 10 touchdowns in 7 games played. That's ridiculous. Then we have Michael Thomas, 778 yards, 2 touchdowns. Randy Moss in third with 764 and 4 touchdowns. Jimmy Smith, Marvin Harrison, the late great Demaryius Thomas. We have Art Monk, Devontae Adams back with the Packers, and Antonio Brown. Mel Renfro leads the league in interceptions with 7 through 8 weeks. That's ridiculously good. Deron Harmon with 5 for the Raiders, and Tyrann Mathieu with 4 for the Chiefs. The sack leader this season is Von Miller, back with the Broncos with 13 sacks. Warren Sapp with the Buccaneers, 11.5. Jared Allen, 11.5 for the Chiefs. Jack Ham for the Steelers. Deacon Jones for the Rams, and Cortez Kennedy for the Seahawks. So far in the MVP race, it is Brady, followed by Rodgers, Josh Allen, Kurt Warner, Joe Montana, Lamar Jackson, Terry Bradshaw, Donovan McNabb, Drew Brees, and Peyton Manning. At the end of the season, there is a huge turn of events in the standings from we saw halfway through. The Chiefs go 12-5, first in the AFC, tied with the Patriots at 12-5. Bills 11-6, Ravens 11-6, Titans 11-6. Steelers and Colts have fallen off heavily. Luckily, the Colts get in at 10-7, but they were 8-0. That is terrible, and the Steelers finished 10-7. Then in the NFC side, the Vikings are proving last time was not a fluke. They won the Super Bowl last time in this. They are 13-4, best record in the NFC. Cowboys 12-5, Packers 11-6, Rams 11-6, Panthers get in, Commanders get in, and 49ers get in. And at the end of the year, Kurt Warner's stats jump off the page throughout all of these legend quarterbacks with over 5,500 passing yards, 50 touchdowns, 17 picks. Brady over 5,200, 40 touchdowns, 11 picks. Josh Allen in third, John Elway over 5,000, Peyton over 5,000, and Rodgers just below 5,000. At the end of the season, King Henry reigns supreme over any other running back in National Football League history with 1,841 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns. McCaffrey in second, Jim Brown in third, at prime Adrian Peterson in fourth, and Jamal Lewis in fifth. Cooper Kupp is officially broken in Madden. 2,090 receiving yards, 22 touchdowns. That's unbelievable. Marvin Harrison over 500 receiving yards less than Cooper Kupp in second place in the league. Michael Thomas over 1,500, AJ Green over 1,500, and Randy Moss over 1,500. Mel Renfro still leads the league in interceptions with 10, Derek Stingley with 7, Tyrann Mathieu with 6, Isaiah Simmons with 6, and Patrick Peterson with 5. A lot of pass rushers over 20 sacks this year. Jared Allen 25.5, Von Miller 24, Charles Haley 23.5, Strahan 23 for my Giants, Warren Sapp 22.5. And this is the playoff bracket for all-time teams number 2. And we're jumping into one matchup per round leading up to the Super Bowl, and the first one we're going to jump into is Cowboys-Niners. And the rivalry of the 90s is taking place once again here in these all-time teams going at it. And we have Joe Montana, who actually fumbles. First play from scrimmage, Joe Montana fumbles, and Renfro, who led the league in interceptions, picks it up. Which means we now jump over to the Cowboys on offense. And this rivalry's actually been picking up again. Last 2 years in the playoffs, the 49ers have knocked out the Cowboys. So the Cowboys want revenge, and Emmitt Smith with a carry of 13. We have Troy Aikman as the starting quarterback. I might go with Roger Staubach, but the roster I downloaded has Troy Aikman, so we're going to keep it that way. That's what they had the entire season. Emmitt Smith going to get the screen pass down to the 7. And now from the 2, it looks like it's going to be Emmitt Smith time. I would imagine it's going to be. No, the fullback gets the call, and he dives for the goal line, and he is in. Cowboys take the lead. And now let's see what happens here in this game. Will the 49ers answer? They do. Cowboys go back down the field. They score a touchdown. The Cowboys are touchdown machines, though. They scored 3 straight times. Finally, the 49ers get a stop, but the Cowboys take the lead by 12. 49ers make it a 5-point game. Dallas, though, pulls away, and the Cowboys have knocked out the 49ers. And this is the playoff bracket going into the divisional round. The Colts have upset the Patriots. Peyton beats Brady. The Steelers will face the Titans. The Vikings will face the Panthers, and the Cowboys will face the Rams. And let's jump into a matchup between Patrick Mahomes and Peyton Manning. This is a matchup I would have loved to have seen in the real NFL, but we're getting it in Madden, which is the next best thing. This is all we can do at this point. Peyton Manning's out of the league, so we're going to watch Patrick Mahomes throw the ball to Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill is back. Probably have Jamal Charles or Priest Holmes in the backfield. Who do we have? It looks like Priest Holmes, I believe. Mahomes going to sling it over the middle again. Tony Gonzalez makes the catch. At this point, 8 teams remain in this all-time playoff season. I want to know, Who is taking the Super Bowl? Let me know in the comments down below. The Vikings won it last time, like I said earlier. Can they repeat? They're one of the final 8 teams. They can do it, and we're the #1 seed in the NFC. But Mahomes goes empty here. We got a 2nd and 1 for the 49, and wide open, I believe that's Mecole Hardman. Tony Gonzalez is eating up all the targets that Travis Kelce would normally get, as Mahomes found a new favorite tight end. Over the middle, though, is Tyreek Hill. Welcome back to Kansas City. And now from the 5, Mahomes will throw. Will it look Kelce's way, Tony Gonzalez's way, or Mecole Hardman's way? Mecole Hardman with the touchdown. But it is long from over. Peyton Manning can't get a touchdown, though. That's going to cost him. Mahomes up 23-9. It's 23-16. 2-score game. Peyton makes it a 1-score game, but just not enough time for the Sheriff to come back here. Mahomes is sending his team to the AFC Championship. The AFC and NFC Championship games are set with the Chiefs taking on the Steelers. The Panthers have knocked off the defending champion Vikings, and they're going to take on the Rams. And since we've watched the 2 teams in the AFC Championship game, we'll jump into the NFC Championship. The greatest show on turf will be seeing the ball first, with the addition of Cooper Kupp, who had over 2,000 receiving yards. Isaac Bruce will make the first catch, but we have a flag. We got a personal foul. Looks like it's going to be roughing the passer on the defense. That's an extra 15. But who is headed to the Super Bowl? Who is going to fight for the right to be the best all-time NFL team ever? And Marshall Faulk on the ground. There goes Marshall Faulk. He has open space, and Marshall Faulk takes it into the end zone for a 46-yard touchdown. Way to make a statement on your opening drive. Panthers answer back. I imagine Cam Newton is the quarterback. Rams make it 21-7, though. Their offense just might be too unstoppable. It is 35-14 in the NFC Championship game. You can't stop Cooper Kupp, Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt. But the Panthers make it a 2-score game. Here they come, but not enough time. We'll see the Rams in the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, it is Rams-Steelers. We have seen both of these teams with the ball this year, and Terry Bradshaw is pressured, luckily able to get it to his receiver to not take too big of a loss on the first play of the Super Bowl. But we've seen both of these teams in action on offense. Both have looked very impressive, but who is going to make the final plays in the Super Bowl to win this all-time season? The 2nd all-time season, and the pressure coming again, and down goes Bradshaw by Deacon Jones. This Rams pass rush is too elite. You can't forget about Aaron Donald. Here he comes. Bradshaw gonna air it out. Jalen Ramsey breaks it up and almost picked off. And because that was not a great drive by the Steelers, let's jump in with a drive from the Rams and see what they can do. The Rams are facing a steel curtain defense, and Kurt Warner had a wide open Cooper Kupp for a 1st down. Instead, it's a 3-and-out. Who will take control of this game? Will we have a close game here to jump into at the end? We have a tie game right now in the 2nd quarter. Rams up 7. Who will score the next points? Steelers are driving their 2nd and 12 from the 12 with a chance to take the lead. This is where we have to jump in. Can Bradshaw give them the lead here by 3 points? In the 4th quarter, you need a touchdown here. Here comes Aaron Donald. The ball is able to get to Antonio Brown to get to the 4-yard line. Antonio Brown with a huge catch. They can pick up a 1st down without getting the touchdown, even though pretty close, but they don't need a 1st down when you have Antonio Brown still in his prime. That's the lead for the Steelers. The question becomes, can the Rams answer? 15-yard reception to Kupp, 24-yard line, 15-yard line. They want the lead right back with 5 minutes and 19 seconds. We have a great Super Bowl on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Kurt Warner, can he connect with one of his stud receivers for the touchdown? Over the middle is Isaac Bruce, and he was taken down. I thought that was a horse collar tackle or something, but he's down at the 1. Back out on the field now is Marshall Faulk, and he will get the ball up the middle, and that's a touchdown for the lead. Clock reached the 2-minute warning, but we're out of it now. 4th and 3, pretty much for the game. Wide open, couple of receivers, and a touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a Super Bowl we have right here. It's Paul Warfield with the touchdown. Will we see overtime? Here come the Rams. They are 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. They're probably just going to have to kick 3. They will kick 3. We are going to overtime to decide a Super Bowl champ. Unless, of course, they miss, but I would be very surprised to see a missed field goal from the 8-yard line. And it is good. Steelers have the ball. Field goal will win it. And the Rams, I wasn't even quick enough to jump in, but the Rams are Super Bowl champions. They win the all-time season Super Bowl with a field goal to win it, 27-24 over the Steelers. And on the podium for the Rams, Kurt Warner looks nothing like him, obviously, but Kurt Warner will hoist the Lombardi Trophy With Sean McVay on the podium, the all-time Rams have won it all. Cooper Kupp gets Super Bowl MVP for the Rams. Warren Moon is NFL MVP. Kevin O'Connell, Coach of the Year. Cooper Kupp, obviously, Offensive Player of the Year. Jared Allen, Defensive Player of the Year. That's gonna do it for the video, everyone. If you enjoyed, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. In the comments down below, make sure to check out my other channels, and also make sure to follow me over on my social media. But I'll talk to you all in the next video. Peace.